was empty, endless, and cold. Ethan Carter, 25, drove with tired eyes along a rural highway. His late shift had ended hours ago, but home still felt impossibly far. The hum of his old sedan was the only sound, broken now and then by static crackling on the radio. Then, without warning, the car stuttered. The engine coughed, headlights flickered, and in one final wheeze, the vehicle died. Darkness consumed the road. "Great," Ethan muttered, slamming the steering wheel. He pulled the key, tried again. Nothing. Stepping out, gravel crunching under his boots, Ethan scanned the horizon with his weak flashlight. To his right stretched endless cornfields, their brittle stalks shifting like skeletal fingers in the wind. To his left, an old farmhouse stood at the edge of the road, its windows black, roof slouched, shutters clinging like broken teeth. With no signal on his phone and no traffic in sight, Ethan had no choice. He pocketed his keys, grabbed the flashlight, and started toward the farmhouse. The porch groaned beneath his weight. Faded letters carved into a wooden gate read, "Carter Farm, 1947. His last name. A coincidence, he told himself. Just a coincidence. He raised his fist to knock. Before his hand touched the wood, a curtain upstairs shifted. Someone, or something, had been watching. The door opened with a long, aching creak. Inside, stale air wrapped around him, heavy with mildew and smoke. Family portraits lined the hall, but every face was scratched out, eyes gouged, mouths torn into jagged smears. "Hello?" Ethan called. His voice carried, then died in the silence. No answer came. Only the house, breathing with the wind. The floorboards whined under Ethan's boots. His flashlight wavered over dusty furniture, cobwebbed corners, and broken glass crunching beneath him. A door slammed upstairs. Ethan froze. "Hello?" Silence again. But when he aimed the flashlight toward the staircase, faint footprints appeared in the dust, bare, small, lighting up. Heart thundering, Ethan climbed. Each step echoed too loudly. At the top, he found a child's bedroom. The wallpaper was peeling, patterned with faded cartoon animals. Toys lay scattered across the floor, half burned. On the wall, drawn in crayon, were disturbing pictures. A tall, faceless shadow standing behind a family. In every drawing, the shadow loomed closer, arms stretching longer, until, in the last image, it covered the entire page. Ethan's throat tightened. He spun at the sound of a whisper. It was faint, almost part of the wind. "Leave." His flashlight sputtered. He hit it with his palm until the beam steadied. That's when he saw it. At the end of the hall stood a figure, tall, motionless, shrouded in darkness. Faceless. Ethan's breath caught. The figure twitched, as though made of smoke, then vanished. "Not real," Ethan whispered to himself. "I'm just tired." The whispers disagreed. This time they rose louder, threads of voices, tangled together, repeating, "Leave! Leave! Leave!" But his legs carried him further inside. The living room smelled of charred wood. On the fireplace mantel sat newspaper clippings, yellowed and brittle. "Family missing from local farm." Another, "Travelers vanish on Highway 9." And another, "Authorities search farmhouse, no survivors found." The last clipping was dated decades ago. Ethan's skin prickled. Something thumped below his feet. From the basement, he didn't want to go down there. Every nerve screamed against it. But some force, curiosity, or maybe something darker, pulled him forward. The basement door groaned as he opened it. A rank stench rolled out. Damp earth and rot. The flashlight beam barely reached the bottom of the steps. Ethan descended, each board moaning like a warning. The basement was worse than he imagined. Rusted chains dangled from beams. Old furniture sat in heaps, claw marks etched into the wood. The concrete walls bore more drawings, these not from crayon, but carved deep with something sharp. Circles, spirals, symbols he didn't recognize. On a table, covered in dust, sat a set of keys, his car keys. Ethan froze. He'd left them in his pocket. He checked. His pocket was empty. The whispers rose again, this time layered with laughter. His flashlight passed over the far wall. Bones, dozens of them, stacked like firewood. Skulls with jaws open in eternal screams. Ethan's chest seized. His breath came fast. He stumbled back, and the darkness moved. From the far corner, it uncoiled, tall, faceless, stitched from shadows. Its limbs bent wrong, stretching too long, claws scraping the floor. Its voice was many voices, weaving into one. You shouldn't have come here. Ethan's flashlight flickered. The figure stepped closer, dissolving into smoke, reforming. It whispered again, this time in his mother's voice. Stay. Ethan grabbed the keys and bolted. The thing followed, its movements jerking like broken film. Whispers filled the air, clawing at his ears, drowning his heartbeat. He burst up the stairs, through the hallway, across the living room. The front door slammed shut in his face. He tore it open, wood splintering, and sprinted into the storm outside. Rain lashed. As Ethan reached his car, he jammed the key into the ignition, hands trembling. The engine coughed, then roared alive. Headlights cut across the farmhouse. For just a second, every window filled with faces, gray, hollow-eyed, pressed against the glass. Watching him go, Ethan peeled away, tires spitting gravel. The house grew smaller in his rear view, swallowed by the storm. He drove without looking back, chest heaving, every nerve aflame. Finally, miles down the road, he slowed. The farmhouse was gone. The fields stretched endlessly again. Ethan exhaled a shaky laugh. He was alive. He made it. But the relief didn't last. From the passenger seat came a faint sound, static, like a recording. Ethan's eyes darted. His recorder sat on the seat. He hadn't brought it. He hadn't even owned one. The static cleared. A voice whispered from it. His voice. It's too late. You shouldn't be here. Ethan gripped the wheel tighter, refusing to look. The whispers layered, hundreds of them, chanting his name. He drove into the night, headlights swallowed by the storm, the voices following him wherever he went.